The new ordinance is an effort to limit no-fault evictions, provide more tenant relocation assistance, and protect tenants from landlord harassment and retaliation.
It also sets a precedent, right, for other cities. We're in San Diego County, we have probably the weakest tenant protections in the whole state. We're behind, we're like the only major city who allows these types of evictions to continue to happen.
The new law was passed by the Chula Vista City Council last fall after tenants reported their landlord was evicting them to remodel the property. This ordinance now protects tenants from this type of eviction.
Because of investors that are coming in, buying up properties, kicking people out, and then just jacking it up to market rate. So this is not only going to help protect tenants so they can continue to stay in their homes, it also is going to help keep our housing affordable.
Gilberto Vera is the senior attorney of the housing team at Legal Aid Society of San Diego.
That's kind of like what the goal of this ordinance is. And that's why the protections really are centered around no fault evictions, is preventing displacement of tenants who are not doing anything wrong, especially tenants who are particularly vulnerable to falling into homelessness.
Vera says that Chula Vista will now collect data about how many people are being displaced by no-fault evictions. He says no one has ever done that, and it will help make policy choices in the future.
Any no fault eviction notice that a landlord is going to be serving on a tenant at Chula Vista, they will now be required to file that notice with the city within 3 business days of serving that no fault notice on the tenant.
The ordinance has been opposed by the Southern California Rental Housing Association. The group's president, Lucinda Lilly, warns there could be unintended consequences for landlords.
Rental housing providers being fined or, God forbid, face criminal charges for having communication with their residents.
Lilly says many Chula Vista properties were built in the 80s and need significant renovations. But with the new substantial remodel requirements, many properties will continue to deteriorate if a landlord can't afford to relocate the tenant.
We don't need to lose more housing off of the stock that we have. And then people who don't have the ability to move back into their own properties, even if they themselves have experienced financial hardship due to any number of reasons.
She says this ordinance will significantly affect active duty military homeowners who rent out their homes while they're deployed, and then have to pay their tenants a relocation fee that could be up to 2 months' rent. This particular ordinance only applies to tenants in the city of Chula Vista. The city of San Diego is currently working on a similar version of these protections. Melissa Mae, KPBS News.